And let's go back to the beginning of your kind of career decision. Who was your influence at the time when you were deciding, becoming a musician or a singer? So who was your biggest influence?
Yeah, for me, my first love in rock and roll was Ozzy Osbourne.
Oh, yeah.
Remember, I was a kid and I was riding my bicycle. I used to have a job delivering newspaper on Sunday morning on my bike, and I would put on my headphones and listening to the radio, and I'll never forget hearing Paranoid for the first time.
Oh, yeah.
I started riding my bike a little faster, and I was like, so Ozzy was my first love and inspiration because he's a crazy guy. His voice is unique. Later on, I discovered punk rock, and HR, the lead singer from Bad Brains, is something really special. In my opinion, still, nobody could deliver the kind of energy that he did, and he's a guy that does like backflips on stage, like just a very special band and very special influence on Dog Eat Dog, for sure. And also hip hop, I can't really name like one MC, like of course the Beastie Boys. Their first album came out when I was a teenager, and songs like Fight for Your Right and No Sleep Till Brooklyn were very important to me. But my third influence really wasn't a musician. It was Evel Knievel, who is the American Daredevil, and he used to jump Harley Davidsons over cars and buses and rivers, and anything to get paid is what he would do. But he had big balls, he wasn't afraid to take chances, and that still resonates with me today. I still think that's a good way to be. Is life is risky. You have to take chances, and not everything works. But one thing Evel Knievel always said was, when it doesn't work, don't cry. You made the choice to go for it. So now you have to own the success or the failure. But the real person who is the failure is the one who never tries.
Okay. So I just found out that you also cooperated with Marta Jandová from Die Happy, right? And she's quite famous here in our country because she's a daughter of a famous rock musician, as you know, I guess. So how do you remember this cooperation? And can you tell me something about it?
Sure. Well, in 2006, we were making some new music, and we wrote a song called Undivided, and I had in mind that a female would sing the hook. And to be honest, our first call was Sandra from Guano Apes, who's also a friend. And we were in Germany, so it made sense at the time. And Sandra was like, hey, thank you. I'm doing like some TV stuff right now, so I can't do any features. And we said, well, what about Marta? Because we played shows with Die Happy. Sometimes they support us, sometimes we support them. We're on festivals, and we decided, we call Marta and see if she can sing. And she did a really great job. Her voice fit the song perfectly, probably in the end, even better than Sandra. And I remember I wrote the rap for her, and I did like a little bit demo vocals or something. And I wasn't there when she recorded her part. Our producer, Klaus Grabke, was with her. We were at a gig or in America or something. And Klaus told us, yeah, she's really nervous. She doesn't know if she can rap and everything. I was like, of course she can. She can sing, she can act, she can do anything. So rapping is easy. Just follow my words and do it in your sexy voice. And that's exactly what she did. And I'm really happy with the result. It came out perfectly. I wouldn't change a thing. And sorry, Sandra, but Marta is better for this one.
How did it get off? Where did we go from here? Just know you're my heart, but I gotta confess, I'm thinking maybe we should give it a rest. I'm letting it down. But I'm decided.
So then, as I found out in 2010, you reunited with the original lineup. So how did it feel at the time, to be back, with the old guys? Because it's always something special, what you have when you are a teenager and you're just, building up the first bands and stuff like that. So how did it feel to be again with the guys?
It felt great. It feels great to be around the guys and girls and the family anytime. But it was very special in 2010 because we had an opportunity to play a show in our local area in New Jersey where we all grew up with pretty much the original guys. And it was only one show that we did it like this, but it was a special moment, not only for us, but our families and some close friends to be around and to see something special for one night. And it makes it even more special now because our guitar player, Sean Kilkenny, who started the band with us, passed away last year. And there's never going to be another original reunion. So I'm glad we had the chance to do it. And yeah, it was a special day and a special occasion.
Okay, perfect. And so what about COVID? Because I read that some tour was canceled because of it, not because of your band members get COVID, but the other band you were playing with. But how did it affect Dog Eat Dog's career in general, Because some bands were playing like live streams and stuff like that and were trying to survive somehow like this. The other bands were doing it differently. So what was your case?
We understand. COVID was incredibly difficult for everyone, I think. And we, because of where we live, as I explained, it's impossible to do a live stream. We could barely even write songs because we like to be in the room. We like to look at each other and, fight or smoke a joint or whatever it is. It's great that we can do stuff like Zoom and Skype and everything, but that's not the way for us to write music. So it was difficult to put our career on pause, but we got some small things done in 2020. I recorded some new vocals for the new album, luckily. And in 2021, we were one of the few bands that was able to play some shows in America and Europe. Most bands only stayed in the US or stayed in Europe. We were able to do both. Of course, we had a lot of dates canceled when we were touring with Life of Agony in America. The singer and drummer got COVID, so we had to stop the tour there. So I think COVID, it took a lot of patience for everybody to get through it. But as musicians and healthy humans, I can't complain. People lost their lives. People lost so much, their houses, many their businesses, right? Mm-hmm. We had so many partners and people that we worked with around the world that closed their business. Some of them, it's a good thing. Maybe they changed, they found a better job, or they found a new way to do things, and that was good. But not everybody was able to find something good. So for us, it was difficult, but it wasn't devastating. It's kind of, we didn't really get ahead, but we didn't fall behind. We kind of just stayed in place. It's like pressing pause on a movie and coming back 2 years later and pressing play again.
What do you feel, or what do you think about the nowadays this music business and music scene in comparing with the stuff like in the 80s, early 90s, before the internet, before the downloading and stuff like that? Which side of the story you like more? because both have some advantages, disadvantages, and stuff like that. So what is your opinion about this?
You said it yourself. I like both, you know, and I can't change either, right? So in the 90s, if I invented the internet, I wouldn't be talking here with you. I'd be on my private island somewhere. So, or maybe in space like Elon Musk.
The best.
So what I want to say is that I'm very grateful that I lived in the 80s and 90s and saw handing out flyers for shows and knowing if I wanted to speak to somebody by what t-shirt they're wearing, you know, it was so important in the 80s and 90s. Now nobody even looks at what fucking shirt you have on, you know? Back then it was like, oh, Thrasher, he's a skater. Oh, Misfits, he must be a punk. Metallica, yes. You know, there was ways to identify your tribe, you know, who's your people back then. And, you know, the excitement of trading tapes or getting a new CD or a vinyl and reading every detail about the band that you loved or the new record or something. And now, of course, people are like, listen to 30 seconds of a song and they're already over it, you know, so that's one of the bad things about today. But the good things about today are you can communicate with your fans around the world very easily. For us, for instance, during COVID, yeah, we couldn't play gigs and we weren't doing live streams, but once a week I did a live chat where I just was chatting with fans or playing some songs on the ukulele just to keep busy and just to keep entertaining myself, you know, it's not the same as going on stage, but, you know, turning on whatever, Instagram, playing some songs on the uke and being like, hey, what's up, buddy? How you doing? Cheers, blah, blah, blah. You can be connected to people like this. And, you know, there's a beauty of the 80s and 90s, and there's a beauty of the 2000s, 2010s, 2020s. There's no changing it. So let's enjoy what we have, and let's remember that we were around during a really fucking cool time too.
That's great. That's a great statement, because some people and musicians are just like frustrated, you know, but I also think, you know, every period is good and also bad. So, you know, it's your choice, your decision, you know, which side you will choose, right?
There's pros and cons to every situation, right? You could say, oh, I wish I could do this in the 90s. It's like saying now at 50, like, hey, I wish I was like 20, but had my 50-year-old brain. It doesn't work like that, you know? So let's enjoy what you have right in front of you. You know, I'm a big fan of remembering the past and being hopeful about the future, but I really want to enjoy the moment that I'm in right now more than anything.
Well, the last stuff, because you're going to play Píseň Fire Fest on 26th of June, right? So what your fans could expect from this show? Would you do something special? Or if you could describe or invite the fans to the show, what would you tell them?
Well, looking at the lineup of Píseň Fire, I see a lot of metal bands. So what you can expect from Doggy Dog is some melody and some different drum patterns, some different sounds. Many other bands on Píseň Fire will not have saxophone, I promise you. Doggy Dog is a party, you know? That's what we bring. We bring our party. It's unique, but the feeling is something that you recognize in every party. You know, if you see us play and you don't have a smile on your face, then I don't know what's wrong with you, because we have fun every time we step on stage. You might not like our music, but goddamn it, you at least have to say those guys have fun and they love what they do. We always say it's a cliche because we have a song called Expect the Unexpected, but maybe we'll find some unexpected moment in the show, some special party, or some, I don't know, we brought up a 13-year-old kid to play drums in Belgium 2 weeks ago. So you never know what's going to happen, but it's always a good time. Dog Eat Dog is very excited to come to Basin Fire Fest. We've been waiting 2 years to do this, so be there and find out.
Brilliant, man. Thank you so much. This is even better ending than before. So,
That's what I do, George.
thank you so much. So the very last thing, if you could say something like a little hi to the people who are gonna watch this video, this interview on Backstage TV and TV Rebel. So if you could say something like, hi, this is Giancarlo from Dog Eat Dog, and you're watching Backstage TV and TV Rebel or stuff like that, that would be just amazing. Okay?
Hey everybody, this is JC from Dog Eat Dog, and you're watching me on Backstage TV and Rebel TV. Na zdraví.
Perfect. Man, thank you so much. Thank you so much. This
Glad
was,
we got together.
Yeah, I'm glad that we finally met because it was kind of a horrible, organizing stuff. I'm sorry for that because it's also for me and my band is a busy period, and I'm busy at work and with the family and moving from one apartment to another. So it was kind of difficult. But thanks, thanks a lot for the interview. It was a pleasure.
You're very welcome, man. Great to speak with you, and hopefully we'll meet one day in person and have a beer together. Okay?
Yeah, would be nice, man. Okay, so bye. Have a great day.
To Basin Fire or no?
I'm not pretty sure. We're playing Masters of Rock with my band and some other festivals, but not there. So I'm not sure because during the summer I'm also quite busy, as you can imagine.
Masters of Rock's a great festival. Enjoy it.
Yeah, I'm gonna play the main stage for 8th time this year, so it's gonna be cool. Okay, so bye-bye, man. It was a pleasure. Take care. Bye.
Bye.